I had always thought of myself as a lucky man. At 44, I was married to a woman who turned heads everywhere we went. Claire was 10 years younger than me, with a charm that could make a room go silent the moment she entered. My son from my first marriage, Daniel, had just turned 21, a tall, athletic boy who still carried the clumsy eagerness of youth but was quickly stepping into manhood. When Claire insisted she wanted to help him with his university coursework, I thought nothing of it. She had been a tutor before, and her patience and intelligence were qualities I deeply admired. At least, that's what I believed. It started with harmless late-night sessions. I'd come home from work to find the two of them at the dining table, books spread out, laptops open, their heads bent close as she explained formulas or highlighted passages in textbooks. I even joked once, "You'll be smarter than me in no time, son, with a teacher like her." Claire had smiled, brushing her hair back, and Daniel had chuckled, though his eyes lingered on her in a way I should have noticed then. Weeks went by. I often heard laughter coming from Daniel's room when they studied there instead of the table. Claire said he focused better in his space. I didn't argue. She was convincing, always was. But small things began to itch at the back of my mind. The way she sometimes dressed for these sessions. Silk camisoles, shorts that seemed too casual for tutoring. The way her voice softened when she spoke to him. The way Daniel's tone had shifted, less like a student with a tutor, more like a boy with a secret. One night, I arrived home earlier than usual. The house was quiet, too quiet, though I knew Claire and Daniel were supposed to be studying. My footsteps were soundless as I walked down the hall. Daniel's door was slightly ajar, and the faint glow of his desk lamp spilled into the corridor. I heard Claire's voice, low, teasing, not at all like a teacher's. I pushed the door open just enough to see. The sight burned into me like acid. Claire was perched on Daniel's lap at his desk, her blouse half open, his hands gripping her thighs as if he never wanted to let go. Her lips brushed against his ear as she whispered something that made him laugh nervously before she kissed him full on the mouth. The books and notes on the desk were forgotten, abandoned props in their performance of betrayal. My heart slammed against my chest, my breath caught somewhere between rage and disbelief. For a moment, I stood frozen, every instinct screaming at me to storm in, to tear them apart, to demand answers. But instead, I stepped back, unseen, my fists trembling at my sides. Watching them, seeing my wife kiss the boy I raised as my son, wasn't just betrayal. It was destruction. I didn't confront them that night. I couldn't. Instead, I carried the image in my chest like a knife twisting deeper with each breath. I tried to act normal, but my eyes caught everything now. The way she touched his shoulder when passing him food at dinner. The way he avoided looking at me, guilt etched into his every movement. The way her lips curled in a subtle smile whenever he blushed. They thought I was blind. A week later, I decided I needed proof, not for them, but for myself. I set up a small camera in Daniel's room when they weren't home, hidden among his shelves. That evening, I told Claire I'd be working late. My stomach churned as I parked my car down the street and waited, the minutes crawling like hours. At 9 o'clock, unable to bear it any longer, I checked the feed on my phone. There she was. Claire sat cross-legged on his bed, wearing one of my shirts, no bra underneath, the fabric clinging to her. Daniel sat beside her, textbook open but untouched, his hand creeping toward hers. She guided it higher, placing it on her thigh, and leaned in. Their lips met, slow and hungry, as if they had been starving for each other all day. My shirt slipped off her shoulder, revealing the skin I thought was mine alone. The way she moaned his name, the way he held her. It was intimate, forbidden, and real. That was the moment I broke. Not with shouting, not with fists, but with silence. I packed a bag that night and left without a word. I didn't wait for explanations. I didn't need them. I knew enough. She had lied. He had betrayed. And I had lost everything. Days later, Claire tried to call me, her voice on the phone a mixture of anger and desperation. "It's not what you think," she said, but I only laughed bitterly. The proof was burned into my memory, into the device still hidden in Daniel's room. Daniel himself never reached out. Maybe shame silenced him, or maybe he was too wrapped up in her spell. Either way, the bond we had was shattered beyond repair. Sometimes late at night I ask myself why. Why her? Why him? Maybe Claire had grown bored with me, searching for excitement in forbidden places. Maybe Daniel had always secretly desired her, and she saw in him a thrill she couldn't resist. Whatever the reason, their actions carved a wound in me that would never truly heal. She said she was helping my stepson study. But what I saw destroyed me. And no matter how much time passes, I will never forget the way her lips looked on his.